Next installment, let's see if we can get this gap a little bit better. There's a little bit of movement on the bottom here. We can bring this in on the bottom to tidy that up. I think the whole wing may be able to come back just a tad to take up a bit of this, and then we'll weld on an edge to this and grind it back to get it nice. That's the plan. Let's see what happens. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is take the wing off, weld this area back up, clamp this and weld this back together, and then start from there. I did this, I was bodging about the other day in the garage and didn't think to film it. I didn't think it was going to be that successful, to be honest, but there you go. Lesson learned, film as much as possible and edit out what you don't want. So that's what I'm going to do, pull the wing off, clean that up, put a welded bead on it, and put it back on and see what it looks like. Right, this gives me an opportunity to try these little things out. Going with a cheap and cheerful Clico kit from Fleabait. These like little clamps came as part of it, so I've tried them out yet. So this might be a good place to try that. I just need something to hold this together while I tack this back together. Looking at that though, that looks like you could do with a bit of dollying to flatten that out. So let's do that first. We can do something tidy with that. Yeah, that looks better. Huh. They work quite nicely. Surprising clamping force in those. Just like any time I've done this before, we dot there, 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 cool it off. Oh, hang on, I need to go further down here. Cool it off, then come across, cool it off, so just constantly controlling the heat. Let's get the tacking down here first. Right, you can see now by the importance of doing things gently and slowly and using the air to cool things down. You can see how little the heat has travelled into the panel. Now if you just gone from there and blast your way around, which is very tempting to do, especially when you've got a nice bead starting, that heat line there will be down here somewhere and this will be all over the place. But And as you can probably see, as the light follows that panel around, it's still pretty nice. And you can see a little bit there, but that's just where I've grounded off, where the light is catching the grind on it, but the actual panel is nice and smooth around there. So the next step now is to knock this off flat against that way and flat against the back way, but not to touch the top end here. Then get the panel back on the car and use the edge of the door then to guide us up along there, and then see where we're at, see if we need some more weld. Right, that's it with the edges just ground off to the face of the wing front edge there, and the back edge also. So that leaves us now with a thin piece to grind flat. So you can see that's all bumping all over the place at the top there now. So get the wing back on and try that against the door. So we've got this edge now, which we've got plenty of meat on this now. We can literally take a grinder in there. I'll probably use a slitting disc and just trim that back now to bring the gap nice. Now this gap, once this wing's in place where it should be, which is about there, you can see if it lines up there, then once we push it up, the gap down the bottom there is pretty consistent at about 5mm. So it's just a matter of playing with that gap now until that's right. It is as simple as getting the disc in there, just going around and checking, backwards and forwards. Right, okay, so that's made a start. So we've a nice consistent gap up there now. That's we could do with a little bit of gently tidying up around there a little bit, but now all the way around there, nice and consistent. So I think I need to put another couple of tags on here and there, and possibly up here to bring this up towards the door line there. I might be able to do that in place, so I'm going to give that a go in place. Right, I've done exactly what I warned not to do earlier and get carried away when you've got a nice bead going. But you can, I don't know if you can see on there, but the heat is spread a lot further into the panel. I've got away with it because it's on an edge here and there's plenty of heat to get away, but it is easy to get caught in the trap. Right, that's much nicer down through there now. I might put a couple of tacks. It's like 3D printing with a welder, this is, so I might put a couple of tacks up here now to bring that line up around there, because we're not, although be careful don't get carried away yet, because we've got to bring that up just a tad. No, that's got to come up very, very slightly there anyway, so I think we can live with that. So what we need to do now is get a disc in there again just to straighten that off because it's a little bit wavy, and then get a little bit of a rounded edge on it. Yes, I think I managed with that. So I think I need to do now, take the wing off, finish that off, but we're pretty much there. That might need to put another couple of little spots here and there just to bring the metal back up, but that's pretty much where we need it to be. So I'll pull the wing off now and just dress that up a bit neater, but that's already looking a million miles better than it did. And this hasn't taken that long really, and that little bit of, just a little bit of attention to detail there makes all the difference on the finished car. Right, got a couple of extra touches to do, just one there, just to bring it up to the surface, maybe one there as well. Right, let's grind those back up. Finish it off now with a bit of 40 grit just to clean up the edges, gently with this. There we are, so that's looking much nicer. Nice edge on that now, it just looks like it was original factory fold. So we'll get the wing back on now and check that for alignment again. And I think that's successful because down here was all okay, so I was happy with the bottom of the door, just this top piece here. So hopefully you can see the difference that's made already down there. It's a nice even gap now down through there and over to the top of the door. There's still a little bit of fettling to do with panel fit. This is going to come up just a very tiny touch, and this needs to come up here a little bit as well, but that's not the end of the world. Yeah, it's not too far away there now, so it's just a matter of getting that when it comes to final fit of the wing. But that's a lot better than it was. If you remember, it was touching the door up there, and it did look awful. So between that and the bonnet line, we're getting somewhere. So the next step is going to be fitting this panel back into there. So this closing panel, the flange has been I've cut the flange off because that wasn't, it was loose at the top and too tight at the bottom, so it needed a bit of fettling with that as well. So that's the next challenge. So if you can see, there's a gap in the top there, and that narrows down to touching at the bottom there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to Sharpie and mark where it's touching, because we need to take a little bit off of that to allow for the flange to fit on it, and then trial fit it again. Right, so I've taken just a little bit off that there, so I'm going to get the flange in there now and tack it into place to suit the bottom bit, then we'll work out what we're going to do with the top bit. Okay, so basically the same as what we did with the bonnet, using bits of wire to make up the gap. So we'll get that gap where we want it, top to bottom, and then we'll take the wing off and fully weld and dress it up. Now the wing is off, it'll be more obvious what I've been doing. So I've been reinstating this return flange here, which are part of the wing closing panel, but it needed gapping out for the wing to fit better. So what I've done, I've just welded in a couple of rods just to hold it where it needs to be, and now I'll fully weld this off the car, grind it up, and then it should stay where it should belong. Okay, so there it is. I didn't bother filming welding this and grinding it off because it's no different to what I've done previously, but that's that flange now reinstated onto where it should go. So I'll put the wing on the car now and show you what it looks like. So hopefully you can see now that fits in there quite nicely now, and it's nice and snug up against the door pillar. So that's another job ticked off the list, and another step closer. So I think we've rescued this wing. The gaps are all sorted now. So the next challenge is around the front here, is where the wing comes down and joins the front panel. So that's going to be, it's all horrible there. It's not too horrendous there, just needs a bit of dressing there to bring that tight, and a little bit out of shape there as well. So that's going to be the next job, or the next video I should say. Yeah, thanks for watching.